Hey, how's it going? This is Ben Hearn with another market watch for Ardmore for the month of April. And the story for the last month is kind of the same that it has been for a while now. There's just not that much inventory. This is the type of or the time of year where homes start coming on the market and there's a lot of activity. And we just really haven't seen that, especially in Ardmore. Like interesting, like Bryn Mawr, there's been a lot of activity. Granted, Bryn Mawr's enormous, but yeah, for some reason, Ardmore, there just hasn't been that many homes up for sale. So the ones that are up for sale are very competitive. They are going well above asking, even if they aren't like great looking homes or like fantastic locations. Um, so yeah, it's tough time for buyers right now in Ardmore. Uh, it'll be really interesting to see what happens in the summer because normally, like after Memorial Day weekend, the market, well, I guess the inventory kind of dies down a bit and it's already at like severely low levels. So it might be super dry this summer. I mean, we'll see. All right, I'm going to start sharing my screen. So again, there's a link to these homes in the email if you want to like check out the pictures or check out the property history or all the other nitty gritty stuff. And then I will also have a link for just homes in Lower Marion and then Haverford Township School District. So then you can see both, I guess, all the sold homes as well as outside of just Ardmore. There are a few active homes. This one in Centerbrook just came up. A couple condos. This one on Ardmore Ave right there for 885. There are a few that are under contract. St. George's, interesting to see how much that actually went for. Same thing with this one on Wyoming. That was like a huge. It was 5 bed, 1.5 bath, 1,600 something square feet, but it had a huge lot. So I'm interested to see what happens with that. Belmont, that was a good one. This one on Cedarbrook as well. Very interested to see what happens there. So there's been a couple, there's 22 homes that had activity this month in April. Normally you would see something in the 30s to get to the closing. So all of like most of these went above asking. So that went like County Line Road was 451. That sold for like 8% above asking. This one on Aubrey sold for 475. Like that area a couple years ago was nowhere near that price. So if you live in that area and you want to cash out, you did not miss the boat. Like you can definitely still cash out right now. Yeah, so that almost 500K for those kind of 1,700 square foot home. This one on Church sold for 435. That was below the asking price. It had an aggressive asking price that was up for a while. This one on Holland, I think, went like 12 or 15% above asking, like well above asking. This one on Morris actually sold below asking, but I mean, it was still for 427.5 and it was 1,700 square foot home and not the best condition. So I think they just like had a really high asking price. So if there's been a few homes on the market that have sold and then also that are currently on the market in Ardmore that I can't publicly share because they're privately listed. So if you are looking for homes in Ardmore, you know someone who's looking for homes in Ardmore, they're having a rough go of it because they just can't find anything. And the ones that come up are super competitive. Someone comes out of left field and puts like a crazy offer and they lose. I would definitely implore you to reach out. This private, like listed homes that are in our private exclusive program for Compass, and then just us like off-market homes as well. I kind of think that's the way to go right now for both buyers and sellers. For buyers, when you send in offers, it's very emotionally draining when you lose a couple of them and there's just like nothing much. So buyers will pay a premium to get a home that's off market so they don't have to worry about 5 other offers that they have to compete with. And then sellers, it's a good way to test a high price that might be unadvisable on the public market because again, sometimes buyers will pay that by VIP price. And another thing is like sellers are in complete control. They sell it at their discretion, and then it's like much more convenient. You don't have to like go through the hassle of everyone knows about it. You have to like leave all the time. So it's kind of a win-win for everybody. I really, really think that's like the way to go, especially this year when the market comes down and gets back to normal. I think it should go back to like publicly listed homes and stuff. But for now, if you're interested in that private, it's really good. It's helped a couple buyers of mine get properties, and then it's also helped a couple sellers of ours as well, where they just they would have went public, but they're like, all right, let's just try private. And it's great also if you have a like make me move price where you don't want to put it publicly because then if no one bites, your home will get a stigma. And then, when you do sell it, they'll say, oh, they tried to sell it a couple years ago. They didn't sell. What happened? So it's good to privately do that. See if someone bites, because in this market they might. And if they do, great, you get that awesome number that you wanted. If not, no worries, nothing. You're none the worse for wear. My info is at the bottom of this email. Again, like if that sounds interesting to you at all, just reach out. Like we could, I'll just present you all the info, tell you all the pros and cons, and see if it works for you. If it does, great. All right, that's what I've got. Have a good one. Goodbye.